Hey there, it's Rachel from All About the House. In this video I'm sharing how to make your own DIY Erin Condren planner cover. So I did a haul in a previous video of all the cute stuff that I got from Erin Condren, but one of the things that I noticed on their website was that their covers were a little bit pricey. If you wanted to make your own, it's obviously much cheaper, so that's what I decided to do. So this was the cover that came with the planner. It was quite pricey because it had the metallic on it, so I used this as like my template to create my own DIY version. So I made this cover in Photoshop. There'll be a free download for it on my blog. I'll include the link below if you wanted to download it. I printed it onto cardstock to make it more durable, and then I laminated it. I got a laminating machine from Dick Smith back before they went into like liquidation. I live in Australia, by the way. You can also find them at Kmart, Big W, those sort of places, and I got the laminating sheets from Kmart. So I printed this out on cardstock and then I laminated it. I recommend running it through the laminator twice. I only did it once, and if you look closely you can see that there's still like little air pockets, so I would run it through twice just to make sure that it's really like compressed. I did it on hot laminating, by the way, not cold. Okay, so then I cut it out and then I put like a little margin around the side here, so that's probably like 2 or 3 millimeters, and then I got out my hole punch. So I used this one, which was Marbig. It comes with this thing on the bottom of it, which is really good for a handy guide ruler if you're like wanting to do holes specifically for A5, A4, that kind of thing. So I took this off so I could see where I was hole punching. So if you turn it upside down, then you can see where the little hole is going to punch, which is right there, and then you can line it up on your piece that you've cut out. So I left about probably about 0.8 centimeters on the side there to leave room for hole punching, and then I laid this over the top of my cover that came with my planner, and then I used a pen to mark where the little holes should go. So I'll put this on white so we can see better. So I used a pen, like a one that you can just write on laminate and it will wipe off quite easily, which was the Stabilo .88 fine 0.4. I purposely picked a really fine tip because I didn't want it to be huge and inky. I saw some people on YouTube using like Sharpie markers, but that was a bit thick for me, and then it would leave residue on the like the inside of the ring on the cover that I used as a template, so I just chose a fine tip pen. So then I went along and I put this over the top of my cover, and then I just drew the little circles on there. If I was going to do this again, I would get a ruler and then I would hold it there, so then it would keep everything straight, because if you look further down, those ones are okay, they're all pretty like consistent, but if we go further down the page you can see that this last one down here was way off, like it was way out. So I would use a ruler because then you can get it all nice and straight. And then you can get your spacing correct as well. It's not focusing because that one is quite close to the other circle as well. It's not like even spacing, so it got a bit messy down the bottom, but we'll just cover that up and not worry about that. Okay, so then I punched out all of my holes using my hole puncher. So I just went like that and slipped it over the top, because then you can see the laminate through the little hole here, and then I punched it. And then I got some scissors, so I like the Marbig brand scissors as well. You could probably use like really small fine tip ones, would get you a more accurate cut. This is what I'll probably use next time. And then I just cut little slits in the side up here. So I did it on a diagonal. It's really not focusing this morning. I did it on a diagonal, so the slits were like sort of not just like a straight cut, they're a little bit on an angle. So you could sit there and work out the center point spacing on your circles, but I was lazy and I pretty much just guessed it. So some of them were quite accurate and some of them were a little bit wonky, but overall it worked out okay. So if I was going to do this again, I would sit there and I'd go, okay, this hole is this big, and then I'd draw a little line, and then I would make my cut all along there. Don't make your spacing too big between your circles, because some of them that were quite big became a bit loose on my cover, so I'd probably only go 1 millimeter for the thickness of your little cut mark. Okay, so when I did all that with the cover, then I could put it on my planner. So grab your planner and then you just line it up over the top. Now I purposely made my cover a bit wider than the Erin Condren ones because I wanted it to overhang over the edge, because when you start putting in lots of stickers in your planner, then it will like make it fatter. Line up the holes wrong. It'll make it fatter and it'll move further up the coil, so you're going to want like a bit of wiggle room. Alrighty, so I've got my cover in there, so you can see that it's like sitting off the edge, you can see a bit peeking out, and then on the edge here it's sticking out quite a bit. So when you start putting more pages in here, if you want to add your own pages and you do stickers, it'll really increase the thickness of your planner. So it'll push the cover further up the ring, so it'll end up sitting like that. So it'll just cover it more closely to what the EC cover is. It won't stick out as far as that by the end of the year. So if you wanted to download this insert, it'll be on my blog, which is allaboutthehousePrintablesblog.com. I'll include a link below. You can print it out and make your own cover, and I'll include a blank pattern version as well if you wanted to do a back cover. And then you can also obviously make your own cover if you wanted to. I'll include the dimensions, and you could add your own text. You don't have to do lists. You could personalize it. I might do some like 2017, 2018 if you wanted to do those for your planner as well. So that was pretty much all I did to make it. So print it out onto cardstock, laminate it, make sure you run it through twice, and then get a ruler and draw your little holes and then cut them out with your hole punch, and then cut your little slits on the side there. So on the whole, I'm pretty happy with it. It's like pretty good, and you can just pull it out and good to go. So you can make a whole bunch of interchangeable covers. One last thing, make sure you don't punch too close to the edge. So I really botched the bottom one, and I punched those ones a bit too close together, so that probably won't last long, be a bit flimsy. But overall on the top up here, it was way neater. So make sure that you do use a ruler and line it up so it's nice and straight. It'll make your cover more durable. So the cost of making this cover was about $2. If you do the cardstock and printing, was probably $1. Laminating sheet probably about like $1. So it cost me like $2 for this cover. So I think I might go make some more. So I hope you found this video helpful. Once again, those links will be below to my blog, where you can download it for free if you wanted to make your own.